Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve. They're calling it the Great Regret. According to Fortune magazine, 80% of all job hoppers since 2021 want their old jobs back, with Gen Z reporting the most regrets. It's a fascinating development because it reveals a very significant deficiency in our liberal globalist world. And that's what we're going to be talking about today and more. I'm joined today by my good friend, Andrew Krabuschetz from Red Balloon, a national patriotic jobs and recruiting board that connects non-woke people with non-woke employers. Andrew, great to have you back, my friend.
Thanks for having me, Dr. Steve. Always nice to see you.
Oh, it's great seeing you. So what's going on here? Restaurants near me can't seem to find people to work, yet everyone has regrets leaving their jobs. What's going on with all that?
Yeah, well, it was called the Great Resignation. It started with that. And what happened is during the COVID lockdowns and craziness, a lot of people didn't quit their jobs. And so you saw this quitting go down dramatically during that time period. And then in early 2021, we started to see, so the U.S. economy, generally about 4 million people a month quit their job in the U.S. economy. And those are just people, that's the labor market doing its thing. It's the free market. It's okay. Right. But what we saw in early 2021 was we started to see months where you had 9 and 13 million people quitting their jobs in a single month. Well, this put an enormous strain on the labor market. So people called it the Great Resignation. All these people started looking for other jobs, and some of them, about half of them, ended up getting a pay raise as part of that Great Resignation, which helped them stay up with inflation, which helped them be excited about. But what's really interesting, as you said earlier, 80% of those people that kind of quit their job, went and found another job during the Great Resignation are now kind of living with this great regret, even though they got a pay raise. And our argument here at Red Balloon is people are looking for happiness. They're looking for fulfillment in their job. Of course they are, right? They're looking for a place where they can bring value, where they are valued based on the work that they do for the company. And then lo and behold, they went and got a pay raise, went to another woke business, and aren't any happier there, because sometimes the grass on the other side of the fence tastes exactly like the grass on your side of the fence. And so a lot of these people are trying to get their old jobs back. But I think the heart of the issue is they're looking for happiness. They're looking for fulfillment in their job. And that's where Red Balloon is starting to have all the success, because these people, when they actually find a job through Red Balloon, they're finding that actually there is this God-shaped hole that all of us have, and we're trying to fill it. We're trying to fill it with happiness in all these different areas. But when you are free at work, it makes a huge difference in your ability to just be fulfilled, happy, and engaged at work. So that's what kind of happened in the economy. It's this interesting dynamic, and it just proves so many Americans actually want freedom, even if they can't articulate it. There's a lot of people that are looking for that right now.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see. When I saw the article, I thought the same thing, because I noticed that they were complaining that they missed their former work colleagues, who they work with, and it reminded me of the ancient notion of what the Greeks called koinonia, right? Yep. What we commonly refer to today as fellowship, as a kind of shared affinity for one another. What's so interesting, with this ancient notion of koinonia, is that it's a very intense attraction to others, but it's not sexual. It's not familial or biologically fraternal or anything like that. It's not even technically professional. It's for lack of a better term, it's a solidarity. It's a sense that we share something extraordinary together. And I imagine at Red Balloon, I mean, this is really what you're about. You're helping to facilitate some fantastic relationships within workplaces that share our values, that have this koinonia, this fellowship of value.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually just interviewed a job seeker today who found a new job. He was a paratrooper. So he was in the military, was jumping out of airplanes, taught himself new skills, went into the IT field, worked for a company, he said, where Basically, he was not valued based on what he was bringing to the company, his achievement, his effort, his desires. He was valued based on whether he had the right skin color and the right pronouns. And when you live in that kind of world, it's hard to build that fellowship, that connection. And he found a new job through redballoon.work. And he said, here's what's fascinating. He says, I'm more engaged with my family. I'm more engaged with my community, with my church, with every other aspect of my life. Because when you're beaten down at work and you're not allowed to build those tight connections with the people you worked with, when you're not allowed to be free at work, it's really hard to be free in other aspects of your life. And so that's why we've been so excited that we've been helping many thousands of people find freedom at work. And we think it's going to start to move the needle on the nation. And little sneak preview, that's part of the reason that Donald Trump Jr. has recently invested in Red Balloon.
You brought it up. I was like, okay,
I know, I had to. I couldn't help it.
Breaking news, breaking news. And this is really literally like breaking news. This is something that just happened. Go, tell them all.
Okay. So Donald Trump Jr., I actually went to his house, talked to him about what Red Balloon is doing. And here's the thing that made him say, look, I want to get behind what's happening here. I want to put some money into this thing. Basically, if you read Sun Tzu's The Art of War, right, when you're looking at a target, you want something that is both feasible and strategic. And so if you look at the mainstream media or most universities, state universities, the liberals are so entrenched there, it's not really feasible in the same way. But the workplace is their most recent conquest. And there's a lot of capitalists still there. And so we think that it is more feasible to actually win back the American workplace and bring freedom back to that aspect of our life. Okay, so it's feasible. Is it strategic? Well, if politics are downstream from culture, then we need to get at the fountainhead of culture. And I would say the fountainhead of culture is the family and the church, but vocation is pretty close behind those. It's what you spend most of your waking hours doing. And so if we can get workers out of these horrible DEI, CRT, ESG, alphabet soup, ridiculous employers and put them in a place where they can be free at work, all of a sudden, those people are going to be able to be free in other aspects of their life, just like John, who I just talked to right before this. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do. We think it's strategic and it's feasible to redeem the world of work, to win back the American workplace. And Steve, there is so much demand right now. We just had an employer who called up and they said, look, we've had 150 people apply for our full stack web developer job because Americans want freedom. So if you're an employer out there, there is, the grass on this side of the fence actually is greener. It actually does taste better. And so I would encourage people, and that's what Don Jr. saw. And that's why he got excited about what we're doing and wanted to get behind what redballoon.work is pushing on.
That's amazing. That is so cool. And and again, it's a testimony to where the Trump family really is. I mean, they're the real deal. They're patriots. They want to see this. They're walking the talk, as it were. Are you seeing this Patriots really since I know this is when Red Balloon was formed during the vaccine mandates, correct?
Yep.
Is that?
Yep.
What? Give us just like a snapshot, a crisis narrative of what you have seen happen among patriots since the vaccine. How patriots have proactively responded, because you see so much doom and gloom. This is what I love about Red Balloon. This is what I love about Red Balloon. You see so much doom and gloom, so many black-pilled people all over the place. You just go, oh, it's all going to hell and all that. There's nothing we can do. And you and thousands of others have used this as opportunity as, oh, this is our Aragon moment. This is our time to raise our swords and let's fight this Mordor. Give us the praises of what you have personally done and seen since the vaccines.
So we did start around the vaccine mandate. And again, our theory was you should talk to a doctor, not your HR department, about what you put in your body. Doesn't seem crazy, but evidently that was crazy in America. But what we've seen is COVID was the great accelerator. A lot of conservatives woke up. They realized that there was an agenda that the left was trying to push on all of us. And they said, "This enough is enough. It's time to push back. It's time to step away from that." And we've seen that in the great reshuffle or the great sort that happened in America, where you have lots of people moving where they can be free. And look, we're conservatives. We don't like to move. Inertia is a very powerful thing with us. We have the highest pain tolerance of anybody. We just want to live and let live and not deal with these things. But it's a moment when that wasn't an option anymore. And so we start to see companies who, if you look at companies like Gavin DeBecker, who's on redballoon.work, he's like, look, most of my customers would not be excited that I'm aligning with a conservative brand, but this is the moment we're in. We need to stand together. You see companies like Public Square who are, bringing together conservative businesses all around the country, and we're partnering with them. So if you go into Public Square, you're going to see the red balloon button because they see that jobs are such an important driver for this. People like Children's Health Defense, we do all of their screening. We are their career site. We're helping them bring the right people to their door. You look at people like Louder with Crowder. They said, look, when we posted jobs on Red Balloon or on Indeed basically shut us down because they didn't want this conservative organization being able to find workers there. And so they come to redballoon.work, and we are finding company after company are finding success because the type of people that are applying through redballoon.work are the type of people that will be additive to your culture, that will drive good culture. And it is amazing to see. I have companies call me up and say, we are more profitable than we've ever been because we have handed over hiring to Red Balloon, and it has fundamentally changed our business. So there is this freedom economy is bubbling up all around us right now. And it's super exciting to be in the middle of it, to be doing something about it. And I would encourage people, we're conservatives. Get off your couch, stop wringing your hands and go do something. There's a lot of opportunity right now.
Right. I remember talking to Sebastian Gorka, who's from Hungary, originally communist Hungary. And he said, looked at me and he said, Steve, despair is un-American. I just love that. He says it in his bravado, baritone voice. And I just love that. He's just like, there's no way you can look at a son of, Eastern European immigrants whose father was almost executed by the communists. There's no way you can look at us and tell us that it's time to despair, for heaven's sakes. I mean, and now look at Hungary and Poland. So some of the most conservative and flourishing societies out there. How can people get in contact with you? I am so passionate about what you guys do. And I know there's thousands of people out there watching who are like, this is it. God put this in my lap. How can they contact you? What kind of services do you have to offer? Give us, again, a nice, summary or a buffet of what you got here.
The quick rundown. So if you're a job seeker, even if you're not a job seeker, but you're in a business where you are not allowed to live your values out loud, then you should go to redballoon.work and you should fill out a job seeker profile. It's actually a self-sovereign job seeker profile. So it's only going to be visible to people you want it to be visible to, because we don't believe in selling our users' data. But if you do that, there's a chance that a pro-freedom, pro-America business might just reach out to you with an opportunity that might change your life. And what we're finding is that people don't realize what an impact it is to work at a company where you can live your values out loud and you're actually values aligned with that organization. So go fill out a profile, put your information in there, and you're going to find that businesses might start reaching out to you. You can also look at the jobs that are posted there. Mm-hmm. If you're an employer today and you're overwhelmed with hiring, because we all know if you go through the hiring process and you ask the wrong question during the interview process, you might get yourself a lawsuit. But if you don't ask the right questions, you might get yourself a woke tard who is going to wreck your business, and it's going to actually be very difficult to remove them from the business later on. Very, very expensive process. And so what Red Balloon does is not only do we allow you to post your jobs and you're going to get value aligned people applying to them, but also if you want us to do that first cultural interview for you, if you want us to screen resumes for you, if you want us to help you build your job postings in a way that's going to attract the right people that are a culture fit for your business, we can do all of those things. And it's really important today to get the right people on the bus inside of your organization. And employer after employer keeps telling me, it is cleansing to our culture every time we hire someone off redballoon.work, because they're the type of people who aren't going to be a snowflake whining in the HR department, but they're actually just going to show up and do their job. And that shouldn't be too extravagant to ask people to show up and do their job. But in today's world, it is. And it's exciting when you start to see that at scale within your company. So if you're looking to hire now or in the future, you need to build your employment brand today. You need to be thinking about your talent strategy, and Red Balloon is here to help in all of that. So just go to redballoon.work. You can reach out to us there. Obviously, you can go to our Instagram and Twitter and all the woke and non-woke social media platforms, and we're at Red Balloon Work. And we'd love to have you follow us. We'd love your support and your encouragement, because we're in the fight, but we're helping people find freedom at work, and it's making a huge impact.
It's amazing. And I just literally could not recommend the service more than Andrew's Red Balloon. If you're looking to transform your workplace into a place of fellowship, or to bring some koinonia to your career, right? You can't find a better place than Red Balloon. We'll have the link down below as well, gang. So all you have to do is just click on that link below, avail yourself of what they have to offer. It's absolutely amazing. They are absolutely amazing. Andrew, you are absolutely amazing, man. Thanks so much for coming back, and we're going to have you back real soon.
Yeah, thank you. I even put on a tie for you today, Steve. So this is a big moment for us.
Would it kill you to wear a tie?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, thanks for having me, and have a wonderful day.
You too, Andrew. God bless, brother.